Welcome to Debt Relief and Credit Repair channel. Your concerns are our answers. The information presented in this video and channel is for informational purposes only. No professional, accounting, financial, investment, or legal advice is given or implied by the channel or moderators. We are the original creditors. There are no debts that we are responsible for. Do you believe in this idea? Well, if we will take a look at the past, as you may be aware, the U.S. Constitution only recognizes gold and silver as legal tender. Then, gold and silver were mostly taken out of circulation beginning in 1933 and continuing until 1960s. Money existed, and so is credit. Money caused us financial worries. Is it possible to get our bills paid using UCC laws with debt discharge coupons? Now, that is what this video is all about. I hope you will stay until the end of this video to see for yourself that this thing actually works. Is this information really valuable and worth the try? Well, let me tell you. Have you ever heard about the housing crisis that happened way back in 2008? The cheap interest rate and lax lending requirements enable millions to borrow money beyond their means to purchase homes they couldn't afford. This drove a housing price bubble. To raise funds for more mortgages, the banks and subprime lenders kept up the pace by selling their mortgages on the secondary market. The lenders or mortgage originators are primarily to a fault. That's because they were the ones who brought about these issues. After all, it was the lenders that provided loans to borrowers with bad credit and high default risk. This caused people to have little faith in the financial system. Now, utilizing this statement, I'll show you a technique. There is an individual who said that you could write this statement on a napkin and it would still be valid. It makes no difference. Everything is a negotiable instrument because there are no debts anything. As you can tell from the amount he owed, it wasn't even a statement. He only wrote the words there. So, the codes are visible here. He listed the numbers here. Check out the way he signed it on the real coupon. When he called them to submit it the first time, they said, "We didn't get the payment." But when he supplied a duplicate, they instructed him to send it again on the coupon. So he sent it once more using the actual coupon. You can see that he wrote the codes, the signature, and the numbers exactly where they needed to be. He fixed it right here. So he called and said, "Let me go back this way." And the supervisor answered and said, "Hey, we haven't gotten your payment." To which he replied, "Yes, you did." As a result, they offered him a provisional credit. Look at that, $4,830.91. What does $4,830.91 mean? They requested for a copy of everything and granted him a provisional credit for saying, "We're going to conduct some study on that." As you can see, the payment was made right here by an external party when he sent the copy in. The $4,830.91 was immediately reflected in his account as paid external. I'm doing this to prove to you that the procedure is effective. It functions flawlessly. This information provided was fantastic. Simply put, I'm overjoyed to be a part of this. However, this is one person's story. He is unable to see any of that. I do not own this account. He is just one of the people I knew. But I'm just letting you see how it works. This is really intriguing and serve as further evidence. No matter how many times you go through it, each time is new. Whether a second attempt is made, whether you need to write the CEO a letter, whether you need to send the conditional acceptance, this method works. The rules apply, but all you need to do is work. This video is intended to serve as inspiration that regardless of where you are in the process, it works, and that because we are the original creditors. There are no actual debts that need to be paid. Without us, there would be no credit after 1933, when they abolished silver and gold as legal tender. Similar to what I said earlier regarding the 2008 housing crisis, this is why they bailed out the banks. People no longer had faith in them. They were defeated by those interest rate bubbles and said, "No, I'm not going to buy a house." They were aware that the public would lack confidence in the financial system. "No, I'm not planning to buy a house." They responded, "I'm heading to rent a place. I'm planning to pay cash for an automobile." Remember, they were buying cars for cash, but they were aware that nobody would be purchasing new vehicles. They responded by saying, "If you have an old car, we will buy it from you for cash. And if you have the cash, you now have a down payment. If you have a down payment, guess where you're at? Get a new car and start the process over." They bailed out the banks because they anticipated a lack of public confidence in the financial system. I won't be using credit to purchase any homes for 3, 4, or 5 years. So, whoever stated we're going to bail out banks is because no one was willing to give over their information to buy a house. The housing market was horrible because nobody believed in it. Because people will go out and buy stuff in cash if they are given money. They bailed out the banks. I'm referring to the fact that even if they gave us paper money, it is still not acceptable tender. If the government had bailed out the people and given them 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50,000, then they would have gone out and bought stuff in cash. But when people have paper money in their hands or money in their accounts, they go out and buy things. They're going to pay cash for the car. They will go acquire the apartment in cash. No one will make use in their credit or social security. A lot of people ask me so many intricate questions, but you must conduct your own study and determine whether you want to give it a try. However, you will not hold myself or any other parties liable for doing so. It is your personal obligation. Study first, then ask questions about what you found. I'm hoping today was useful to you. I hope I've at least gotten your attention and inspired you to forward this along to anyone who might find it useful. We appreciate you watching this video. To ensure you don't miss anything, be sure to hit the subscribe button on this channel. Learn greatly and expensively from this channel. I'll see you on our next video.